What's happening, fishing friends? Today we're doing some lure testing. I wanted to try this, the Rapala Jowler. Now this is a topwater lure that came out last year, a larger topwater pencil style bait, but it's got these two little cupped lip deals on it. And I had a day where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dedicate the morning to this. I bet we can find some fish. And I did. I found some fish. And I also ended up hooking something else pretty big. So enough yapping. Let's get out there.
Hey, all right, first one in the morning. We got a little ripple on the water, so I switched to the Jowler. Look at that. Debo out here catching tanks. Yeah, he'll put that right in your finger. There we go, first one of the day on a topwater on the Jowler. This thing's pretty cool. It's got these two little lips here, so it kind of cups the water, splashes it more. Boy, there's carp out here just going crazy. Okay, well, I've seen stuff shallow on these grass lines. That guy was just out off this point a little bit. I was really thinking we'd already be getting on quite a few, but been kind of a slow morning. No, I shouldn't say kind of slow. It has been slow. Now, see, thing to keep in mind on a long cast like this, I've got mono on. So when I do get a fish, I've really got to pull into it on these longer casts to make sure I've got good hook penetration. That's the one pro or good thing about going braid to a leader. Those real long casts, you don't have to worry as much about getting hooks in them. There, we got him. Hit it once in there, came back for it. I threw the fluke in there and he grabbed it, but I didn't get a hook in him. We can see why, because he was a giant, that's why. Okay, there we go. Second one of the morning on the Jowler. A little bit shallower in here than I thought they might be. Maybe that's the deal, getting right up as close as we can to this grass and walking it. There we go. Right by some wood. I figured there had to be something over there by that little tree. Not the behemoth we were hoping for, but that is a fish. On topwater. No big ones yet. They're coming. I'm still hopeful here. All right, there we go. One more on the Jowler. Kind of a cool little bait. It's got a neat little spit, plop, splash kick to it. Oh, yeah. Changed the cadence there just a little bit and sped up and he hit it. Okay. Please don't put that on my leg. Oh, he's already... Didn't I just say don't put that in my leg? Guess what he did? Put it right in my leg. All right, there we go. Chunkiest guy of the day. That is past the barb. But I hope just a quick pop will get it out. I don't want to put the other barb in it. What's the bad deal here? All right, well, just a warning here. That's what happens when you're sitting down in the kayak. That's buried in past the barb. I would do the braid trick, but I don't have any extra braid on me, so I'm going to do the pliers trick. Now, if you don't like blood or are squeamish with this, you might want to turn away now. But the thing is, when you do this, like if you just go real slow and you're trying to do this, it's not going to come out. You got to generate some force, some pop, some power behind it, if you will. So I'm going to do the plier pop trick. I took the front and back hook off. I'm going to put the pliers here, grab my pliers there, push it down, generate a little force, and we're out. Just like that. You got to get force behind it. You can't go slow, deliberate. Man, those hooks are sharp. There we go. And it's, yeah, just barely bleeding. It'll be all right. All right, there we go. Hooks back on. We're in business here. Hopefully that fish didn't have gonorrhea or anything that it's going to give me through its blood on the hooks. Maybe I'll turn into half fish. You know how Spider-Man got bit? Maybe I'll turn into half fish like Kevin Costner in Waterworld. Also an underrated movie. People hated that movie. It got horrible reviews. I loved Waterworld. All right, edge of the grass, huh? And again, it's a beast. It's one that'll try to put the hooks in you again. Let's try to dodge that this time. Wasn't the funnest experience ever. I'll take leg any day over the finger though. Fingers are just tough to get hooks out of. There we go. Another little guy. Don't even know if he'd go a pound. But it's the Jowler working. Cool little bait. I showed you this before, I think, but you can see there close up, it's got these little cups on it on either side. So instead of just your normal walking action, it's got these cups where it helps it kind of spit and splash as it goes back and forth. I like it. It's a cool bait. It's a little bit heavier too. I think it's like, what, an ounce maybe? Somewhere close to that. So you can really send it. I noticed with this, oh, he just barely slurped it right there on the surface. On the edge of this grass. Okay, 2 fish in one spot, 2 casts. Again, we are targeting the giants over here. But maybe on a little bit of a pattern. Outside of the grass, I'm in 18 foot of water, and you can see how close I am to the bank. It's a very, very steep drop off here. Turned around to look behind me, something blew up, and this giant decided to come up and eat my bait. Holy toad. Okay, well, the Jowler's working. We just have to see if we can find some size. And see, that's the thing, is a lot of people would look at this and be like, dang, that's a big bait, you know? 127, holy smokes. Look at all the dinks that Debos managed to catch on it. So, because it's a little bigger bait, don't mean it won't catch them. Which is interesting, because like topwater stuff like this, I've never been like, oh, that's too big. You know, I've thrown the larger walking baits. When it comes to like 7-inch glide baits, I know that's small. I'm like, gosh, that's such a big lure. I have no confidence in it.
All right, fishing friends, that was the morning on the water fishing the Jowler. I forget which color this is, a little bit more see-through. I'll leave all this link below, the lure, rod, reel, line, all that. I love talking gear, so I always leave that link below. If you use the links, a little bit comes back to me, and it does help out the channel a ton, so I appreciate everybody who does that. But this one, cool color, very natural looking color. I noticed a lot of them were nipping at the tail. It was more of a calm morning. I think I would have done better with like a smaller spook, like a Boyo spook or a little popper. I don't think they wanted something this big with this much commotion, because with those lips on there, it splashes and creates a lot of, you know, commotion, splash, you know, spitting up there on the top of the surface. So more of the day where you've got some chop on the water where you need a little bit bigger bait, more sound, or you're trying to pull fish from maybe even deeper, something like that. But still managed to catch some fish. And yes, I can attest to the hooks on these, the VMC red lines being very, very sharp. Heck, that might even be a little piece of my leg still stuck on there. Who knows? Nah, it was just fuzz. But yes, hooks are very sharp. I do like that about Rapala, putting the VMC on like the Maverick, the jerk baits. Comes with good hardware. You don't have to change anything out. You do pay just a little bit more, but very good lure. So that is the lure. What do y'all think of it? Did you like the action? A little bit different than your spook style walking bait. I'm gonna cut that off. don't want to end up putting it in my finger while I'm talking gear. So the Caden, Dobbins Caden is what I was throwing it on, and this one's a bit soft for it. I would recommend going up a power. This is the 734 CB, meaning it's a crankbait rod, so it's a little bit softer. 7'3", it's their 4 power, rated for lures 1/4 to 3/4 ounce, medium, moderate, fast. So for the size of that lure, I would definitely recommend going up one, because I was also fishing this with mono. This is actually the... Thought I had some sitting here, but I don't. It's the P-Line Topwater copolymer. Still stretchy, not quite as stretchy as some monos out there, but a stretchy topwater. And with this, something like this, with a little bit softer rod and a stretchy line, I noticed on those really long casts, because this bait weighs quite a bit. I don't know, I'll leave it linked below what it weighs, but you can absolutely send this thing, but on those really long casts, trying to work it, I was really having to pop the rod hard to get it to go. So if you were to go to like braid to a mono or, you know, a copolymer floating leader, it would make that way easier, especially when you get those bites on those really long casts. Hookup is going to be easier because the braid doesn't have that stretch to it. But I like going a mono leader because it keeps that line straight out in the front of it. If you go straight braid, I'm always getting caught in the hook, so I don't like straight braid on my topwaters. I go either straight mono or with the leader. So that's what I would recommend for this. The reel, have I said enough about how much I like these? The Daiwa Tattoo Ule 80. You can flip and pitch with them. They're an aluminum frame, aluminum handle side plate. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day saying they don't have enough drag to it. You know, you're going to lose fit. Listen, they make these things like little tanks. A lot of companies overshoot the drag. They might say 20 pounds. It's not really that much. And with this, you absolutely lock this down. You're not pulling that line out. So flipping, pitching, great little reel. It's good, compact, solid built reel. So I definitely recommend these. Some places had them on sale for like $120. I don't know if they're going to be getting rid of this one or what. Only drawback to this one is once they do get dry, you will get a little bit of a screech in them. So you want to make sure you keep the spool lubed in there. And what I mean keeping this lubed is each side of this spool, each one of those, just a little tiny drop of oil, and then just a little tiny drop of oil here. Rub it in with your fingers. Less is more. You don't want to gum it all up with oil, just a tiny bit. So that's the Tattoo 80. That's my only complaint on this reel, sometimes getting a little noisy, and the handles. I hate that Daiwa went to these tiny handles. The new Tattoo 150 and 200 have an upgraded version of these, which I like. So with this rod, I would throw, you know, your smaller, maybe up to like 1/2 ounce poppers, something like that, little smaller walking baits like a Super Spook Junior. This would be perfect for that. Or you're like 1.5 cranks, that type of thing. But for larger topwater like this, I would recommend going up just a little bit. Oh, on the line, I think I had 12-pound line on there. I would also recommend going to like 14, 15-pound mono with something this big. I feel a little more comfortable. If you like the lighter stuff, you certainly could. But comment below and let me know, have you been having a good topwater year? Popper, I've still had a few good popper days. Walking baits, I'm going to be throwing those more this fall, or something like this, a hybrid. Comment below and let me know. I've got a couple other videos coming this week. There might be a video every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This week I'm going to spoil, and then this weekend is subscriber Fishing Friend Meetup. I'm excited. I think like 12 to 15 people are going to show up. So that's it for me. Love y'all. Need to edit. Thanks for watching, and until next time.